Mind, Body and Soul, popularly known as MBS, for Mental Health and Wellbeing, based in the northwest of Liverpool. Here with me is Miss Pride Africa, Victoria Nakato, who has actually benefited from MBS sessions as a teenager, is now a facilitator and a member of MBS for Mental Health in Liverpool, has come back this afternoon, this year, to co-facilitate mental health and well-being for our youth this afternoon. Hello, Victoria.
Hello, thank you so much for having me.
Welcome. We are pleased to have you in a different alignment as Miss Pride UK. Really lovely to see you. Victoria, why are you interested in the mental health and well-being of Black children?
I think what inspired me was that first ever session you did, and I just remember you speaking about it, and I was just like, wow, this is very interesting. And I think it's how you portrayed it to our community is what inspired me, because we have a lot of talks that come into school and talk about mental health, but they don't talk about Black mental health and how does that look like in our Black communities. And I feel like how you sort of delivered the knowledge to us and how you delivered the sessions to us, to me I feel like I was empowered from that to carry on something that I still want to learn more, but also raise a voice for that. And I think one of the pivotal points that I realized that maybe this aligns with my purpose is when I went to a school in Uganda and was talking, and the guy was like, but they got Miss Pride, and I really struggle with maths. And I don't know what to do. The teacher talks and talks and talks, and they cane you, but I don't really get it. And I didn't know what to say, because I was not the best at maths either. And she started crying. So I was like, oh my God, like, how do I say anything back? And I think in that moment I realized the power I have to still spread what you taught me in those sessions, that, you know what, Victoria, you found a voice in something you say through someone else's knowledge. And I really appreciate that, and I feel like I'm always going to be a call away to keep this going, because I feel like it's very special. I feel like it should be something that even if after you, someone else should carry on.
So, thank you, Victoria. Mental health and well-being, as I always say to people, and Victoria, you said it right, I always say to young people, your word is your sword. You can use it the right way to achieve what you want to achieve, as we can see, or you can use it in a disruptive way to negatively divert from other things. Victoria, this afternoon, we've had our 4th mental health awareness in Liverpool. As you know, we've had over 50 children here today. They welcomed you well. We've had Everton Football Club, we've had Merseyside Police, we've had the NHS, we've had social workers, and the children are really excited. They're still outside, they're waiting, you know. What is your message to every Black child out there living in the UK with lots of immigration issues, racism, poverty, and other color issues related to this? One of the children this afternoon said the most difficult stressor for them is actually being a Black child in the school they go to, while another child in Uganda will be crying about tuition, food, and anything else. So our stressors are quite different. What's your message to a Black child in the UK, and a short message to a Black child in Africa?
That's a very good question. Thank you for allowing me to maybe answer that in my way. I would say our stories make us us. Every Black child in this room today has a different story to how their parents got here, how they live their life, compared to maybe how someone else in Uganda may live their life. And I would say to every Black child that goes through these phases in life that you're dealing with being Black, you're dealing with being a Black boy, then you're dealing with being a Black girl, it's okay, because that's part of your story. You have to constantly deal with that. But you have to empower all of those to make you be you. Because at the end of the day, the world is constantly putting you down, but you have to find something, find your niche. I always tell this to people, find your niche that even when you walk into that room, nobody can try and compromise with it and be like, oh, but you're doing it wrong. Like, because for you, you know, you're doing so well, nobody's ever gonna put you down. So every black girl and black boy has a gift. You just have to find it. And your story adds to your power, because trauma, as they say, sometimes is untold, sometimes it's told, but it's part of what builds your power. So, yeah.
Amazing answer. Thank you very much, Victoria. Thank you for having us today. Thanks to all the facilitators and every volunteer who has volunteered today. Thank you, parents, for sending your children and always trusting Mind, Body and Soul. We are continuing to see not just children from Uganda, children from Nigeria, children from South Africa, children from EU nations joining us for mental health awareness. My message this evening, this afternoon, to anybody watching this: our children are our pride, they are our future. And like Victoria says, they go through different situations, but this is their journey that makes them who they are. So always, if you're in the northwest of England, Liverpool, Manchester, Leeds, St. Helens, look out for our Mental Health Awareness Week every October. MBS Mental Health, a registered charity and mental health organization that supports young children in the UK and mainly in Liverpool. Do join us every October. If you need to contact us, we are on info@cphmindbodyandsoul.org.uk. Thank you, everyone, and thanks, Victoria. Thank you.